أجمعين. أما بعد, all praises and adorations belong to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. He is our creator and our nourisher. All blessings we enjoy in life are from Him. We live by His power. Without Him, we would not have been in existence. He is our fashioner, is our designer, is our sustainer. To Him we shall all return. We glorify Him. We thank Him for all favors of life, beginning from the favor of faith and other things He has done in our lives. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his family and the companions and all the Muslims. Ameen. Today, inshallah, we want to discuss some tips for a successful marriage. 11 tips for a successful marriage. Our discussion has been on the verses in the Quran where Allah Azza wa Jalla talks about family matters in Surah Al-Baqarah. We now thought that the best way to end that discussion is to take a look at some tips that can help us in achieving a successful marriage. The issue of marriage, we visit it and visit it often and often because of what obtains today in the society. And because that happens to be one of the issues we often attend to these days. This is why we need to pay attention to it and discuss it as often as possible. Inshallah, today, we are going to be guided by a book written on that subject matter. That is Prescriptions for a Successful Marriage and Parenting. Prescriptions for a Successful Marriage and Parenting. The title of the book initially was Tips for a Successful Marriage, or Marriage and Parenting Success Tips. So before the name was now, the title was revealed and we changed it to Prescriptions for Successful Marriage and Parenting. The book was written by myself and is available in markets. It's available outside, so we believe that it's going to be a good guide for us, those who are planning to get married and those who are already married. We need to update our knowledge about what we do in life. In our work, our various jobs, we always update our knowledge. We go for some special courses so that we learn more. We read more about our calling so that we can be more effective and we can have better earnings. The same thing, our marital life requires that we augment our knowledge. We learn more so that we can become better as a couple. When we know we have proper knowledge and proper information, we will be better guided in everything we do in life. So that is where we are going to start today, inshallah. The first thing we mentioned out of the 11 tips for a successful marriage, the first one is about live for a goal. That's the first point mentioned here. Live for a goal. We can't emphasize this enough. To find fulfillment in anything you want to do in life, just set a goal for yourself. Take life like a day. Just assuming that when you wake up in a day, you set a goal for yourself for that day. This is what I want to do this day, today. You write, on some phones, you have a list of to-do, a planner. You have a planner on some phones. On this planner, you can write what you want to achieve that day. If you don't have a planner, you take your pen, you take your jotter or your paper. Today, this is what I want to achieve. I want to recite 10 pages of the Quran, for example. I want to memorize 5 verses in the Quran. Today, I want to call my parents. I want to call my siblings. I want to visit so-and-so person who is sick. I want to do this, I want to do that. You write them down. You can even write the dates, the time. I want to do this at this particular time. This time, I want to do this. You may even go ahead, go further by setting alarms for your plans for that day. When it is 11 a.m., your alarm goes off, you know what it means because it's already programmed. You are scheduled to, this is what I'm going to do now. Anything you are doing, you leave it to know this is what I plan to do now. When it is 3 p.m., for example, maybe that's the time you have planned for yourself to sleep. If I want to sleep between 2 to 3, between 3 to 4, for example, you do the same. Between Maghrib and Isha, you have already planned out to use the time. Don't you see that you'll be fulfilled at the end of the day? You write the Azkar. My Azkar is just 15 minutes, for example, or 10 minutes to recite all my Azkar. I will read the Azkar 7:15 to 7:30. My second Azkar between 5 to 5:15, or between 6 to 6:30, or immediately after Maghrib or thereabouts. When I go to bed by 9:30, for example. So then I say my Azkar of 5 minutes and I perform ablution. If this is written for yourself every day, and you check everything as you go, you mark it. At the end of the day, oh, I wasn't able to do this. I wasn't able to do this. I wasn't able to do that. Tomorrow will likely be better than your today. Because of what? Because of planning. It's often said that failing to plan is planning to fail. If you want to achieve in your day, you want to be fulfilled at the end of the day, have a plan as you wake up. If you don't have any plan, you just be living your life. Like someone who has money, he doesn't have any particular plan about money. The money will come. Anything that comes your way, you buy it. If some people do say, I have a particular way I want to show you, look at this clothes. Even if you have hundreds of clothes at all, you will still buy that one. Why? You don't have any plan for the money you have. The same thing if you don't have time, you don't have plan for your time. Whatever people bring, if we bring thoughts, you talk. If we bring fights, you fight. If we bring it, because you don't have any plan, you just do whatever people make you do or whatever you feel. Or worse, you just take your phone. You can press your phone for 4 hours. You can press your phone for 4 hours. Why? You don't have any plan. You're pressing it. As you watch something on YouTube, pick another thing until you are tired or your battery becomes flat. So, or you fall asleep because you don't have any plan. But someone who has a plan, you will hardly have the time to spend 1 hour on your phone. It'll be very difficult for you unless your plan is what you are doing with your phone. Maybe you want to study something, you want to read something, you want to use your Quran to study it, for example. For someone, and that's very important for us today in life, because many of us, we are now phone addicts. We are so addicted to our phones that you get carried away. We don't sleep on time. We don't do our duties because of our time, because of our phone. Even your askar, your Quran, your study, everything, because of your phone, you don't do what you say. There's it for you to do. We need to program ourselves. We need to always set goals for ourselves. The same thing as you do for a day, go achieve in that day. Do the same thing for your life, and do the same thing for your marriage. So the first step, don't forget I said the book we are studying today, to consolidate what we have discussed for several weeks. We are using prescriptions for successful marriage and parenting. So the first step there for a successful marriage is live for a goal. When you know your goal in life, if you want to get married, this will help you. Because you won't look for someone who will not help you to achieve your goal and dreams in life. You won't do that. If you know your goal, you have set a goal, you will always do everything to assist you in achieving that goal. The same thing, the person you want to marry will be someone who will help you. And what's the best goal a believer can live for? Allah says in Surah 28, verse 77, وَابْتَغِ فِيمَا آتَاكَ اللَّهُ دَارَ الْآخِرَةَ وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. Whatever Allah has given you in this world, use it to seek the home of Akhirah. Gbogbo ntọ́lọ́run bá fún yín láyé, ẹ lò ó kẹ́ fi wá ọ̀run. Torí pé ayé nígbà, ọ̀run ni ò nígbà. Anything Allah has given you in this world, take it a means to achieve Akhirah. Gbogbo ntọ́lọ́run bá fún yín láyé, ọmọ lọ́lọ́run fún ẹni o. Bó ni wàá ṣe lo àwọn ọmọ yẹn, wàá ṣe rí sí wọn tó fi jẹ́ pé àlìkìyámà rẹ̀ máa fi dáa. Àsìkò ni o, your time in this dunya, how are you going to use your time for your own benefit in the Akhirah? Owó ló ní ni o. Báwo ni wàá ṣe lo owó ẹ? Báwo ni wàá ṣe lo owó ẹ tó fi máa wúlò fún ẹ ní ọ̀run? Ipò ló ní o, your power. How do you use your power to help your Akhirah? That should be your focus. The same thing in your marriage. How are you going to use your marriage to achieve your Akhirah? In tó gbọ́dọ̀ wà lọ́kàn yẹn nìyẹn. Báwo ni marriage mi ó ṣe jẹ́ kí n rí ọ̀run? Báwo ni ó ṣe jẹ́ kí n rí àlìjánnà? Owó mi, báwo ni màá ṣe fi wá ọ̀run? Àsìkò mi, báwo ni màá ṣe lò láti fi wá ọ̀run? Ọlọ́run wa ni wala tansa nasibaka mina dunya. Do not forget your own lawful enjoyment of this life. Má torí pé òun wá ọ̀run, ó wá ní kò sí tó kàn mí pẹ̀lú ayé. Mi ò kò nídìí kí n lọ léèwé, kò nídìí kí n lọ lè kọ́ṣẹ́ láti rí nǹkan tí màá máa jẹ, kò nídìí kí n wọṣọ tó dáa, kò nídìí kí n gun mọ́tò kí n sáà ti máa fẹsẹ̀ rìn, kò nídìí kí n lọ sí because àlìkìyámà mò ń sá ń wá. Ọlọ́run ní la wala tansa nasibaka mina dunya. Don't forget your own lawful enjoyment in this world. Èyí tó jẹ́ halal, wọ́n náà lè gbádùn láyé, kò sí láì fi ń bẹ́ẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n má gbàgbé kí ni o, má gbàgbé ọ̀run. This is why Ọlọ́run fún wa ní àdúrà. Allah gave us one powerful dua. That is Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati wa qina adhaban nar. What's the meaning? Rabbana, our Lord, atina fid dunya hasana. Grant us the good of this world. Wa fil akhirati hasana. Grant us the good of the hereafter. Wa qina adhaban nar, and save us from the punishment of the hellfire. Shall I do this dua? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to say it regularly, all the time. He used to say this dua. It shouldn't be only dua. It should be our principle of life. But anything we want to do in life, we have to consider whether that thing will be good for us in this world. Whether that thing will also be good for us in the hereafter. Whether that thing will not lead us to hellfire. So, this man that has come to me, you will now evaluate the man. Do you think the man is going to be a means to your success in this world? Do you think that person is going to serve as a means towards going to Jannah hereafter? And So rò kí ó lè jẹ́ okùnfà tí wà fi rálẹ̀ Jannah wọ̀. Waqina adhaban nar. Save us from punishment of hellfire. This person you want to marry, do you think he will help you so that you will be protected from hellfire? So rò pé ń tó ẹni tó lọ fẹ́fẹ́ yìí kò ní sọ di ọmọ náà báyìí. Ọkùnrin náà máa wo irú ìyẹn lára obìnrin. A man too considers the same thing in a woman he wants to marry. How do you think the woman will be helpful for you to achieve the goals of your life? Ǹjẹ́ o rò pé irú obìnrin tó fẹ́fẹ́ yìí ó máa help ẹ láyé? She will be an asset for you in this world, not a liability. Wa fil akhirati hasana. Do you examine her? Do you think she's going to help you about your akhirah? Okay, do you think that the person will help you so that you not become one of the inmates of hellfire? The same thing. If you want to take up a job, you have to evaluate the benefits of that job for you in this world. The benefits of the job for you in your akhirah, in your plan to enter Jannah. The benefits of the job. Ṣé kò ní jẹ́ pé iṣẹ́ tó fẹ́ gbà yìí ó máa sọ́dọ̀ ọmọ náà onírìnrìn kí máa onírẹ́sìn sí mọ́ oníjẹ́ Mùsùlùmí máa. Even if you want to enroll your child in a school, if you want to live in a particular neighborhood, o fẹ́ kó lọ sí ìlú kan, o fẹ́ lọ gbé bẹ́ẹ̀, o fẹ́ kó lọ sádùúgbò kan, o fẹ́ lọ gbé bẹ́ẹ̀, àbò fẹ́ kọ́lé síbì kan, o fẹ́ rẹ́ǹtì ilé síbì kan, you have to consider Rabbana in it before you do it. Gbogbo wa ni ká máa ń gbólóhùn yìí lọ́wọ́. Because we are supposed to be counselors, all of us as Muslims. We should be to counsel people. Láti mú yẹn lọ́wọ́. Àdúgbò tó fẹ́ gbé, ẹ máa evaluate what are the benefits for you in living in that neighborhood, in this world. That neighborhood, will it help you to achieve your spiritual goal of going to Akhirah, of going to Jannah? That neighborhood, will it not lead you to hellfire? Àtúnṣe yẹn náà, irú àwa tá a wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ń bí yìí sìn, ń láti wò dáadáa. Àdúgbò tó fẹ́ gbalé sí lẹ́kọ̀ọ́, ṣé wàá rá àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ rí, wàá rá àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ tọ́ níbẹ̀, táwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ máa lọ di area boys, ká má di hooligans, kò ní láti wò ń bẹ̀. Ìgbà míì, àdúgbò tó tá ń gbé ló máa ń sọ àwọn ọmọ di ọmọ burúkú, àwọn òbí èsì òbí burúkú. We as parents, we may be righteous people, but the kind of neighborhood you live may corrupt your children, and you find it difficult to even control it. Because you have to go to work. You go in the morning, you come back in the evening. So definitely you are going to leave your children at the mercy of the society. Today is where you live matters a lot. Ibo mi ń bẹ, kódà kó má gbélé fọ́dún kan, tádùgbò bá ti dá, àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ ààbò wà fún wọn. You have an Islamic neighborhood. They don't have any option than to go to madrasa. They will definitely go to madrasa. You have a good Muslim community. You have good imams. You have good Muslims as neighbors. Even if you are not so much righteous, your children can become more righteous than you because of your neighborhood. But if you are righteous, but your neighborhood is bad and corrupt, your righteousness may not even impact your children if you are not careful. So this is why we need to set a goal, and our goals will revolve around words. Around what? Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. So this is the first thing we mentioned in the book we are studying. The first tip is that you should set a goal for yourself. Then if you are making a choice of a spouse, then let your goal determine who you choose as your spouse. And to fi Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan to fi say goal. Will you now go ahead and marry a Christian? Muslim to fẹ́ gan ọtí ìrìbí yanjú ara yín náà. Ká tó wá sọ pé tí o ti believe in what you believe. Even if you are married to a Muslim, you have so many unrighteous people today. It is love that may bring you together. You still struggling to get person righteous so that your family can be righteous. That's someone who is even a Muslim. Let alone someone who is completely not even a Muslim. If you have the means, No, don't go into that. It's very risky. It's dicey to marry Muslims. Marry Muslims. Even not ordinary Muslims. Marry righteous Muslim. This is why the Prophet ﷺ used to say, Tunka al maratu li arba, you can marry a woman for 4 reasons. Limaliha, because of her wealth. Wa jamaliha, because of her beauty. Wal asabiha, because of her lineage, her family. Walidiniha, and you can marry a woman because of her righteousness. First for the bidati day, please look for someone who is righteous. Look for a woman that is righteous. Tell it back to your dad so that you will not lose. She's very beautiful. Beauty and long payoku. Beauty and long payoku. Oh, won't you go? Beauty otoma. Beauty otoma. Beauty doesn't bring happiness in the family. It can only be part of what you admire in her. But what really brings happiness is righteousness. What can raise righteous children is righteousness of the parents. Not the beauty that, why are these children righteous? You don't know that their mother is very beautiful. Does it go that way? It never goes that way. How are these children, they are very righteous. Why? You don't know their father is very rich. That's why the children are righteous. No, it doesn't go that way. And this is why the Prophet ﷺ also said, if the person comes to you, someone you are satisfied with his religious commitments and to listen, and is trustworthy and to niwa, with you, for you, let him marry your words. Anyone who comes asking for the hand of your child, of your daughter in marriage, and then being méjì ní kẹ́ kọ́kọ́ wò lára ẹ̀ o. Ẹni tó bá ti wá bá yín kò fẹ́ fi ọmọ yín lóbìnrin. Nǹkan méjì ní kẹ́ kọ́kọ́ wò. Kí ni nǹkan náà? Dinahu wa khuluqa. Din wal khuluq. Religion and character. Nǹkan méjì ní kẹ́ kọ́kọ́ wò. So man kírun. Mo man kírun. Do you pray? Yes, I pray. What do you say in your sujood? Nah, I can't remember. You can't remember? You are not serious. What do you say in your ruku? What do you say when you bow in your ruku? I'm just trying to learn it. Just trying to learn it. You are just trying to learn it. Oh, serious. You are more. When man, Dín ẹ máa sọ àsìkò òrun ni ẹ máa wá dìlé rẹ̀ lásìkò òrun tó wá kí ó wá bá yín ẹ máa wá dìlé ìrun aago kan ló ti wá ẹni kó wá ní 12:30 to 1 ẹ wá jókòó gbogbo yóò tí kírun ẹ wá sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀nà ẹ wá dìde ńlẹ̀ wọ́n wá ń pè irun ẹ máa wá wò pé àbí ká kọ́ lọ kírun náà ká tó ìrì tí ẹ pé ẹ wá dìlé ìrun ọwájú di 2:30 mọ̀ pé Zori still lapses till around 3:30 thereabout. Ẹ wá máa delay rẹ̀ pé yóò sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀run àbí kò ní sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀run. And I'm sorry ma, please, maybe we should pray. This is 2 already, so we can conclude. Eri ẹ pé. You ask him to come, lead the house in Salah. Come on, ask him to come out wòran lórí ìrun. Sílẹ̀ yìí kírun rí báyìí. Subhanallah. Then, you first look at his deed, ẹ̀sìn. The second thing you consider is the khuluq, the character. Torí pé Islam ò fi méjèèjì yìí ṣeré. You lè jẹ́ gidi níwájú Ọlọ́run àfi kò ní nǹkan méjì. There is no way you can be a responsible person, honorable person in the sight of Allah if you don't have these 2 things in you. You are not faithful, you are not religiously committed. Oh, sin long, you don't worship Allah. And you don't have good characters. Now who are you? You can't be a Muslim without being committed to worship. Oh, Silon, oh, Kirun, or any Muslim in here. Rara, you are not a Muslim if you don't pray. Or you say you are a Muslim, but you don't have good character. That's fraud. Somebody said the greatest fraud in this world is religion without character. Because how can you say religion has to do with A good relationship with whom? With Allah. If you have good relationship with Allah, and your Allah is Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim, Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. You worship Allah who is Ar-Rahman, you worship Allah who is Ar-Rahim. That is kindness, that is mercy, that is clemency, that is goodness. And you are not good, you are not kind. And you every day, you Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim, you worship Allah who is Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, and there's no Rahman in you. How can you be a Muslim without character? It's not possible. So nǹkan méjèèjì yẹn tó pàtàkì yẹn ó ní ìlànà láti wò ẹni tó bá fẹ́ fi ọmọ yín. Ẹni tó bá fẹ́ fi ọmọ yín, you have to look at character. Ẹ wá sọ ẹ wá ní tó máa ń mutí, òwúrọ̀ parọ́, does he smoke, or does he drink? Díẹ̀díẹ̀ náà ni wọn ò kí ń mu púpọ̀, wọn ò kí ń mà púpọ̀ ìwọ àárọ̀ ọ̀n tí mutí lọ fẹ́ kó fi ọmọ yín, ó máa lu ọmọ yín lọ́lùpa. He smokes, ó tún mú, ó ń fa gbó, ó ń fa lálàlálàlàlàlàlàlàlà. Iṣẹ́ wo ni ń ṣe? Yahoo, ọmọ Yahoo, Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ àṣàgbákò, àwọn ọmọkọ́mọ. Yahoo guys. Ẹmọ́dèjì eléyìn. Iṣẹ́ wo ló ń ṣe? Because the kind of person you are, your character determines the kind of work you do. If you are working in a brewery, you mo tó ń ṣiṣẹ́, ó ṣiṣẹ́ ń lé ọtí ni. Tó mutí ni wọ́n ni, ohun yìí mutí, gbọ́n kan ṣiṣẹ́. Ó wá mọ̀ pé àràmù ni, nígbà tí ó wá ṣiṣẹ́ mi, ẹni tí ṣiṣẹ́ ń lé ọtí ló fẹ́ fọ́mọ rẹ̀. Owó àràmù tí ń kó jọ, àlùbáríkà lè má wọ ìgbéyàwó yẹn. Anyone who has taqwa to the extent that Maya wa halal, I will not do anything that is haram. So these are the questions you need to ask anyone who comes asking for the hand of your daughter in marriage. And you too, as a man, if you want to talk to a lady, so this is what you look in. You look in her. You look at in her. Look at beauty, everything. There's nothing bad in looking at this. Everybody does. But the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Let your focus be especially on what? On righteousness and character, our faith and our character." So the first tip to have a successful marriage is live for a goal. Live for a goal. That's the first thing. In fact, to be successful in life, generally, live for a goal. If you don't have a goal in life, your life will become meaningless. Many people are living a purposeless life. You don't even know why they are alive. If you don't know what you want to die on whenever you are dying, you are not even fit to live. Oh, you are not even fit to be here. If you don't have a goal you live for in life, we should all define our goal in life. That goal will define you. That goal should define you wherever you are. You are in Nigeria, you are outside Nigeria, you are in Lagos, you are outside Lagos, you are in this job, you change job, you take another one. That goal should define you. You are married, before you are married, in your marriage, after that goal should define you. And the best one is what Allah has given us, which is what? Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. That is what. That is it. Then in the book, the next thing we talk about, we have upgraded the book for, it's a new edition, like I said. So there is another quote here. My father's advice to me when I was searching for a wife. For those who are still searching. So somebody gave his son a piece of advice, which is quoted here. But because of time, we will not discuss everything. So in essence, what we are doing is set a goal, and setting a goal means that you must have intention in your marriage. So if your goal is around Rabbana, then that should be your intention as well. You make Rabbana your vision and you put it into practice as your mission as well. So anything you want to do in your marriage, let it revolve around this. How? In fact, that leads us to the second point, tip. The first one is live for a goal, have good intention. The second tip is establish your family on Allah's guidance. Your family, establish it on Allah's guidance. Ìtọ́sọ́nà Ọlọ́run ni ká fi darí family wa. Tẹ́ bá ti fi Ọlọ́run síwájú, wàláhì ẹ ní sábàmà. Gbogbo nítorí Ọlọ́run bá ti wà ńbẹ̀, ẹ ò ní sábàmà lórí ẹ̀. Anything you want to do, you start with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Start in the name of Allah. You want to eat, Bismillah. You want to drink, Bismillah. You want to enter your car, Bismillah. You want to sleep, Bismillah Allahumma amutu wa ahya. You want to put on your clothes, Bismillah. Anything you want to do, there will be blessing in it. The same thing in marriage. Establish it on Allah's guidance. How do you do that? This can be done as extension of what we mentioned before, and also in the kind of foundation we want to have for our family. Allah's guidance. Let's proceed from what we discussed before. If you have made your goal in life to be around Rabbana Atina, and that's your intention, the next thing is, okay, since I want to live my life as my prayer. Rabbana is your prayer. Rabbana is your principle of life. If you want to live your life in accordance with that principle, the next thing is use that guidance of Allah, that principle in Rabbana, to relate with your spouse. Are we together? After having made this your own principle of life, personal principle of life, you now use it as Allah's guidance to do what? To relate with your spouse. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lo Rabbana ká fi bá àwọn ìyàwó wa lò. Ká lo Rabbana láti fi bá àwọn ọkọ wa lò. How do you do that? How do you do that? You know that your own principle of life is that you want to be successful in this world. And you want to go to Jannah. And you want safety from hellfire. You will now do the same thing for your spouse. What will be in your mind as a man is, I want to do everything possible to prosper my wife in this world. I want to do everything possible to prosper her in the TADHKIRA so that she will go to Jannah. I want to do everything possible to safeguard her from hellfire. That is how you now you proceed from the first principle to the second one, which is the second tip of success in marriage. Establish your family on Allah's guidance. If you would like to follow us, copies of the book are there outside there. So the book is there outside. Like I said, that is what we are studying today in order to complete what we have been discussing for several weeks now on marital issue. So that is one. You do everything possible to ensure that your wife is successful, is happy in this world. And that is very important. Always focus on the happiness of your wife. If she is happy, you'll be happy as well. That's why you cannot be selfish with happiness in marriage. You want to be selfish about it, you won't find it. So try to see how your wife can be happy. Your wife is not like any other person. If at work, you may say, if you like. No, at work, you cannot see if your boss is happy with you. Can you do that? At work, you now say your boss, if he's happy with my job, if he's not happy, that's to say, oh, I don't care. Would you say that? Or to lose his share in here? The same thing if you marry, you say, need the marriage, Yama. Oh, need the Yama, you don't need it anymore. What you should do is, you do everything possible, even if you have to make some compromise. As long as not is not against Sharia. You make some sacrifices, you make some compromise to ensure that there is happiness in marriage. And not happiness of yourself. When you are in any other thing in life, you can focus on your happiness. When it comes to marriage, your focus should be the happiness of your spouse, first and foremost. Let her be happy. So that you also do happy things that will make you happy. Because life is based on reciprocation. What you do to others will likely be done to you. And women, many of them, most women are very grateful. They are appreciative. They will appreciate it in you. So what will asana? To apply the principle again, you have to focus on spirituality of your wife. Who in your way is my walijanna? Oh, ni filon leo. Oh, ma run loju ngba mi. She ti kirun, ma ki. Don't leave them all. So to kirun, everybody ke mo dana lowo. Don't leave them more. You encourage, at least you can, okay, let me be watching what you are cooking for you. You are quickly go and do your maghrib. It won't take you more than 10 minutes. So you go and you find me back here. You help her about TADHKIRA. Also, how can a Muslim woman go out like this? No hijab, no khimar, no jilbab. Everybody is seeing your leg. Everybody is seeing your neck. Everybody is seeing your arms. What do you say in your ruku? That's just in Kiro. They mean win ruku. Make can win that power. You know, koi. Subhanallah, kini tumare. Mi o ma wani ama we and we none. Several people I asked the meaning of Subhanallah. They said they didn't know the meaning. Intania will am shekini. Lawi. At-tahiyatu lillah wa salawatu wa tayyibat. Kini tumare. So mbu Ọlọ́run ni abo yin Ọlọ́run. Mi o ma tun wi láti jọ́ yìí. Ṣé run nanu. Sẹ́sìn nanu, is that worship? You don't know the meaning of at-tahiyatu lillah. You don't know the meaning of Surah Al-Fatiha that to recite every time in Salah. Is that worship? Stand before Allah 5 times in the day. For how many units of prayer? You read Fatiha in each, and you don't know the meaning. You can't see how. You need to work on yourself. If you sit your wife down, you no, it's not like that. It's that. What fil akhirati? You work on akhirah. I don't often see you read the Quran. You know, they walk in Quran. Encourage her. Buy Islamic literature for her. Okay, how many pages of Quran do you read every day? Are you growing in your worship? Don't do tahajjud at all. If you don't do tahajjud, at least be doing salatul duha. At least just 2 rakats. One of my improve. About to do 5 daily prayers are said at the right time to encourage in our faith. You start with salatul duha. If you can do that, okay, the 12 nafila every day, or tahajjud, maybe start with 5. Later you go to 7, to 9, until you can be like the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, 11. So gradually you encourage. You need to talk about this thing. Wallahi, taban discuss yes in nule, mama happiness in marriage. When you discuss Allah in your homes, you discuss your faith, you talk about how you can grow in spirituality, you will find happiness, and there will be healthy relationship in your family. As long as you talk about Allah, that is wicked. You will see that you will fight very little. And you find happiness. This is one of the blessings Allah will do for you. For mentioning Him, for remembering Him, for reminding others about Him. One of the blessings is it will improve your relationship. But me, you can only talk about people. You don't talk about Allah. You don't talk to Allah in your homes. You don't talk to Allah. You only talk to people, or you talk about people. You don't talk about Allah. About the Jokoban family. Today ó tó gbé ọ̀rọ̀ Mr. Samuel wálé láti bíṣẹ́ tó bá tún dé ọ̀rọ̀ Sister Ajara ní tòní tó bá tún dé ọ̀rọ̀ Malam Abdullahi oníwọ̀n kún bí ẹran lénìí. Giba is what you, every time you talk about others, giba, you backbite, you gossip, all you do, no askar. Let's study this part of Quran. Let's talk about this. La wafil akhirati asana wakina adhabanna. So wa mojito yawo e bo ni o se ni wona. Bo ni o se ni wona. Obìnrin lè máa ságídí ńgbà mi ká máa ṣe nǹkan míì tí ò bá mu. Wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́ ó máa gba ìwà náà ó máa gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Ìwà náà ń bẹ lọ́wọ́ obìnrin mi. As a man who truly loves a principled man, I'm a principled person. If your principle does not revolve around rubber na oh, ní principle kankan o kan tan lásán ni. Bóyá you are just stubborn lásán. Some people are just stubborn. They say, no, I'm principled. Okay, stubborn last time, you are not principled. Even to do the right thing sometimes, or to do some compromise, to shift grounds, you find it difficult sometimes. It's a principle. If it is something good, nice, why shouldn't you? We are not careful with them. The kind of friends they have, the kind of work they do, they want to feel among. Even I want to be enemy, only man at top, only maona, Alejandra, Obrima, sorry. You know, there are some women, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, they will not enter Jannah, they will not even smell its fragrance. Only Alejandra, what I want to go away. Because Jannah, wherever Jannah is, if let's say for you to get to where Jannah is, 40 years from there, if you have to walk for 40 years before you can reach Jannah, you'll be perceiving a smell from here. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, they will not enter Jannah, they will not even smell its fragrance. Who are they? Nisaun kasiyatun ariyatun ma'ilatun mumilat ru'usu'unna ka'ashnimatil bukhtil ma'ila. Women who are clothed but are naked. Aso wà lára wọn o, ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n wà ní hóhó. But they are clothed, kò sẹ́ni tí ó máa ní hóhó káàkiri. Aso wà lára wọn, ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n ṣe kí ni? Àwọn wà ní hóhó. Wọn ò ní gbóòórùn àlìjánnà, kọ́lá wọn ní mànà, wọn ní bí tọ́nà ibi tó wà. Wọn ní mànà ibi tó wà. Ó máa júwe àlìjánnà fún wa pé àlìjánnà ọ̀nà bí ni, ó sì máa kọjú sọ́nà bí. Aso wà lára wọn, but they are naked. Sáà ti máa rí wọn sìn. Ànábì ní wọn ò sí láyé nígbà tó ń wò sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ma'ilat mumilat. They are provocative. These women, they provoke men. And you know what I'm saying? They display their charms in order to do what? To provoke men. Oh, rimini. Alotan woni. Oh, rimini. Ajanakutayo. Bori nkan firi. Adugo you to gbesa ati kan kembi ti kan dombi ti kan kambi ti kan se ugbe. Oh, worry me. That's how they dress. Women should never dress to impress men outside. So beni ba ti múra sin wo pe am I acceptable one wo re wo pe sáwọn yẹn ma like it sáwọn ọkùnrin ma like it sáwọn ọkùnrin eni sina ni obìnrin be. Ìranu ni. If you wear anything to let men admire you outside, you are a corrupt sinner as a woman. You wear something simple that will not make you to be attractive to men outside. You can only attract the attention of your husband at home. So but the put in more one makeup. What to make up for boy? One digube, on Kankasibi, on Kakasibi, on Bukasibi, on Imbolon law. The Toritolo Elia Victoria and walk on it. One am Victoria and walk on it. If not because of women folk, it's because of men. You are a corrupt sinner. Election a woman should not wear anything that will make you to be attractive to men. So but the coconut say I want to I want many our economy ò ní kan ṣe o Kódà kóbìnrin ó wọ aṣọ kó jẹ́ pé ẹ mọ̀ pé kí láwọ̀ yìí ọkùnrin yóò tó tẹjúmọ́ náà ni ìníjà àràbà àwọn ìníranu ọkùnrin míì bẹ̀bẹ̀ yẹn wọ́n wo obìnrin wọ́n tẹjúmọ́ nínú Al-Qur'an Al-Karim irú àwọn obìnrin ọkùnrin bẹ́ẹ̀ wọn ò ní kàn ṣe aláìní kàn ṣe ọkùnrin ni wọ́n. So when you are looking at women with lust, you must avert your gaze. You don't look at any woman with lust unless someone you want to marry and you are ready to marry. You come out with you don't do that in Islam. Wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban. Ẹ má jẹ́ káwọn obìnrin yín hùwà náà o, ìwà náà ń bẹ lọ́wọ́ àwọn obìnrin o. Ẹ̀yin ọkùnrin tẹ́ wá nífẹ̀ẹ́ wọn lẹ̀ ní fún wọn lẹ̀. Sometimes they may not. They may be doing things that you should not know about and things that may ruin their akhirah. Ó lè kó bá ọjọ́ ayé wọn àbí kó bá ọmọ wọn àbí kó bá ọ̀run wọn. Wọ́n á dẹ̀ máa ṣe òní fẹ́ kẹ́yìn ọkùnrin mà sí. Obìnrin tí bá ti ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀ ni o, ẹ̀ nígbà fún ni o. A woman must be transparent. Tóbìnrin bá ti ń ṣe nǹkan tí ń gbé pamọ́ fún ọkọ ẹ̀ ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀ ni irú obìnrin bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀ ni irú obìnrin bẹ́ẹ̀. Àbí tó bá jẹ́ pé unless you know that ọkọ rẹ̀ gan èèyàn burúkú ló náà, ó wá ń ṣe dáadáa tọ́lọ́run ọba fẹ́, it will not allow you to do that. Like wife of Pharaoh. If she wanted to pray, definitely she will have to hide herself before she prayed. You don't hear call and so. But for a woman living with a man and you are doing things that if it is good, why hiding it from him? A woman should live her life to the extent that you are not loyal to that man. You are not submissive. You are not submissive and you are not respectful. If you think you can do certain things and you not let your husband know about it. So the men, ẹ̀yin lẹ ní dákẹ́ o. Obìnrin lè máa jáde mí ńgbà mí ní jáde ìranù. Wọ́n lè rìn mí ńgbà mí ní rìn ìranù. Wọ́n lè láwọn ọ̀rẹ́ ńgbà mí lọ́rẹ́ ìranù. Wọ́n lè máa náwó sí nǹkan mí lọ́nà ìranù. You as men are rijalu qawwamuna 'ala an-nisa. This is one of the ways of finding success in your marriage. Live by Allah's guidance. Use that principle in the first to go by Allah's guidance. Use it on your spouse. Obìnrin mi ò múra dáadáa nílé. Party sì ni ó lọ. Yóò lọ change in party. She will change her clothes at a party. The husband will not come there. You now find your wife dancing in public. Some do that. This was a man who can neither come back. You cannot just leave your wife to go out the way she likes. And let him check you one. While you go buying if you are not careful. Wọ́n lè kó bá níwájú Ọlọ́run láwọn obìnrin. Ọlọ́run fi ní ar-rijalu qawwamuna 'ala an-nisa. Ẹni fún wọ́n lẹ́ o. Wa qina adhaban nar. Bóò ni ò ṣe ní wọn náà Ọlọ́run. Torípò lè fẹ́ já ìgbanúgbà lọ́wọ́ yín. Ipe iṣẹ́ ẹni náà lòun sá máa ṣe kí ni? Òun sá máa ṣe. Ẹ̀yin lẹ̀ ní gbà fún. And in not allowing her to do things that will take her to hellfire, that is where you will also find satisfaction and happiness. Because if you allow her, what she does may impact your children ultimately. Intention tí ó dáhùn tẹ́ẹ̀rí jákù lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ náà wọ́n lè ṣe irú àbíkan sí jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. If a woman is telling their husband, their children, ọ̀yà lọ dáàdì tó ti ń bọ̀, dáàdì ti ń bọ̀, dáàdì ti ń bọ̀, ó fẹ́ ṣe àkóbá fáwọn ọmọ fẹ́ bọ ọjọ́ iwájú wọn jẹ́, àwọn ọmọ wà di mùnáfìkì. That is why you see many hypocrites amongst us today. That's how they are raised, to become hypocrites. A woman that will be telling her children, oh yeah, is your daddy coming? You go and stay at the door. If you hear that he is coming, just give me some sign. Pickpockets. Òun wà kú dádì, òun wà kú ọkọ, òun gba owó tó wà ńbẹ̀. Òun lọ check file ẹ̀. Ó sáré lọ gbé fóònù nígbà tó lọ kírun, sáré wo lóde account balance ẹ̀. Àbò tó ṣe transfer gan. Àbò tó wo gbogbo ọwá rẹ̀ pé ń bọ̀ wọ́n sá káàkiri, subhanallah. Or you do certain things at home Daddy doesn't know anything. He goes to work. Huh? Miskin. He goes to work in the morning. He goes in the evening. How are you? You're all fine. Have you done your... Oh, my boy, they are living another life entirely different from what you think they live. Ìyá àtọmọ ẹ má kó bá wọn mọ́ o. Ẹ má kó bá wọn mọ́ o. Remember the story we talked about recently during Tafsir, when that woman was asking her daughter to dilute the milk they wanted to sell at the market the other day. Early in the morning, the woman was saying, yeah, dilute it so that it will be much. The daughter was saying, Mom, but Umar, our Khalifa, said we should not do such a thing. She said, come on, shut up. Is Umar here? Daughter said, Mom, if Umar is not here, what about the Lord of Umar? The Lord of Umar is here. Unfortunately, unknowing to them, Umar was even outside. Because he was on a patrol, he just said, okay, let me rest here. He was resting. He leaned around, against a wall. That is when he had a conversation between a mother and her daughter inside. He was shocked. Kilele. Eventually, Umar discovered that kind of daughter, he called his sons. One of them that had attained the age of marriage. I have a girl for you. I have someone for you. That is how the son of Umar got married to that lady. And from them was produced, the grandchild was Umar ibn Abdulaziz, that great Muslim leader, Umar ibn Abdulaziz. When the woman discovered that Umar knew everything, she repented. If a woman is righteous, the children will likely be righteous. The woman is unrighteous, the children may become wayward. So, please don't betray your husbands. In charge. Some men are not in charge. You try to be in charge, not to be overprotective. Tayo was so being on you have to do it in a discreet way. Let her know that you are guiding her. This is why we brought the issue of phones the other time. I'm more of phone the other time. Phone is a personal asset. But does a man have right to check his wife's phone? Does a woman have the right to check her husband's phone? Are you a nurse? So be so right to check where my phone yes or no? Are you being yes or no? Very good. So me one right. As I walk, my phone check yes or no? Are you being yes or no? Arijalu qawwamuna ala nisa. Men are to don't say my husband, what him police me do. Let him police you if you're a righteous person. Let him police you. It's to your own good. Tori awon ọmọ rẹ náà ni. Tori titi ẹ náà, tori alekiyama rẹ ni. Wakina azaba náà ló ń bá káàkiri. Yoko wo n tó ń ṣe. So let your phone be in such a way that even if I'm not there, my husband picks up my phone and checks it. You won't find anything that is that's implicating. You don't find anything suspicious. You don't find anything suspicious. I've heard so many things about this kind of things. Women betraying their husband. So the woman, unfortunately, the man has been telling me, his wife has never left her phone. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, she fell asleep one day when she was with the husband. The phone was ringing. And he too, he doesn't pick her phone. Then on that night, he was forced to pick the call. So later, I was WhatsApp, talking about Luju. bó ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ka mẹ́sẹ̀jì yẹn nìyẹn lọkùnrin yẹn rí i pé yéè àṣẹ́gbìn mo jòkó tì látijọ́ yìí yá ná máa lọ jòkó tì látijọ́ yìí. This is filthy. What kind of relationship this? Gbogbo àwọn message with men. Oh, subhanallah. And this woman is pretending to be this and that. So gbogbo tó ń ṣe eléyìí. Ìkànnì yẹn wọ́n padà kọ́ra wọn sílẹ̀ ń sin ni o. Even though one of the children of this woman has even completed a memorization of Quran. I'm telling you, I'm making it part in. And there is another one, Owoni. Every time her husband doesn't know what she earns. Salary, and he doesn't care. And alhamdulillah, Allah has provided for him. Every time she'll just be asking. Later, look at what I discovered. Mistakenly, a message was sent to the husband instead of the wife by the father-in-law. She wanted to send this to his daughter. He mistakenly sent this to the husband. The message will delay. When you could send the OC, what you buy a lintel, what to buy a lintel, I want Kinoku one there. And the husband doesn't know anything. Every time she complains, the money you give us is not enough. You know, everything has skyrocketed. So why you are every time no man complain, every time as on low from Kamini. As what you call it to party, finishings. And number that day now, this woman have gone to this length in satisfying her with money. So you earn this much? Salary guy as in you are so selfish about yourself, about everything. Selfish. The man say, I can't trust this woman anymore. You don't trust him. And trust is the backbone of marriage. But the trust you are in what's it? Every time she reads negative meanings to whatever she does. So we need to fear Allah. So you can check their phone, but they don't have the right to check your own. And about feel because life in bed, so about feel or so because you too as a man, if you want to receive a call, you go to the toilet to receive a call. If you don't have skeleton in your cupboard, why are you going to the toilet? Or the way I went, both are the pakol, or senior me. Or remember one pack from starting pakol. Ojojúmọ́ ló ń change pin ẹ̀ ló ń change pin kíní ojojúmọ́ ló ń change pin ẹ̀ fóònù ẹ̀ kí ni wọ́n náà ń ṣe kí ló ń ṣe lórí fóònù ẹ̀ wọ́n náà bẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run tí àwọn ẹlòmíì bá rí tí ọkùnrin mímí fóònù sí yóò kọ̀ kalẹ̀ pátápátá ní pé sẹ́ńtì mo bá gbélé léyìí. No, don't betray her. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Man kana yu'minu billahi wal yawmil akhir whoever truly believes in Allah on the last day should avoid anything suspicious. Anything suspicious, avoid it. Avoid it. If you truly believe in Allah and the last day, anything suspicious, avoid it. If you truly believe in Allah and truly believe in the Akhirah, then the foundation of your marriage, let it be on Allah's guidance. Condition for the fidelity of marriage. Make sure you go by this condition. If you are dealing with girlfriend, 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 don't initiate anything that will lead to marriage with the person. If you know the person is not a wife material for you, do your goal. Go by Allah's guidance. This person, do you think is fit for you? If you know you can't have such a person as a wife, it's not fit to be the mother of your children. No, she's just my friend. You don't take women as friends. Who is that lady? She's my friend. No, don't use that word for women. Friendship in my lead is in me. You can only use that for men. She's my colleague at work. She's my neighbor. She's my relation. She's my but she's my friend. Quran 5 verse 5, Allah says, don't take women as secret friends. The same thing with men. You don't have men as friends. Who is that man to you? He's my friend. And is your friend. You are traveling. Who are you traveling with? I'm traveling with my friend. Our friend of the opposite sex. Oh, baduni. Where do you want to sleep tonight? We pass the night at my friend's house. Our friend, our friend walk on the first night. Don't do that. Wala mutakhidi akhdan. Quran ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Ẹ má fobìnrin sí friend, kò sí friendship láàrin ọkùnrin àti obìnrin. Irú obìnrin náà ò fi ọkùnrin ṣe friend. N tó bá jẹ́ ní ká mọ̀, colleague at work, neighbor, relation, is whatever. Limit the good over in the relationship between a man and woman. So the foundation of your marriage, let it be on Allah's guidance. Then there's a discussion on why men always ask you for sex. You are married and men are still disturbing you. Oh, allow any. You have allowed it. So we mentioned some things about why men always ask you for sex. And in most cases, when men have knowledge about you, kind of knowledge about you, if you allow the man to have sex with you, if you are not careful, you'll be the one pursuing him. He will not be pursuing you again. A man that is asking for sex before marriage is not a serious man. Then, under Allah's guidance as well, don't make decisions unilaterally without involving Allah. Then we mentioned about Salatul Istikhara on page 22. When you have decided to marry someone, for example, or even if you want to let go of a marriage, say do Istikhara. About marriage, I don't think it will work for me. Before you can make your final decision, involve Allah, seek Allah's guidance. You want to marry someone, before you make your final decision, after you have done everything necessary, like istishara, asking people about the person, doing your own findings, try to do what? Involve Allah. How do we involve Allah? Ilé àwọn babaláwo kọ́ o, ilé àwọn adáhunṣe kọ́ o, ilé àwọn àfáà tán tẹ yẹ̀pẹ̀ kọ́ o, àwọn tán fi yẹ̀pẹ̀ ṣeré bí ọmọdé, àwọn eléyìí ń kọ́ o, àwọn awòràwọ̀, àwọn kọ́ o, àwọn tán wà tẹ́lẹ̀wọ́, àwọn kọ́ o, àwọn olómi, àwọn kọ́, chọ́ọ̀chì, ibẹ̀ yẹn kọ́ o. You don't go to all these people to seek guidance for something that is obscure to you. Istikhara lèyàn máa ń ṣe. How do you do istikhara? The Prophet ﷺ said, when you have any matter of importance that you want guidance over, do 2 rakats, 2 nafila. You observe 2 rakats. At any time, when you finish, you now say this dua. You can say it in Arabic. We can say it in Arabic. We have it there in transliteration, or you say it in translation, or you can say it in any language you speak best. But the best way, if you can do it in Arabic. Allahumma inni astakhiruka bi ilmika wa astaqdiruka bi qudratika wa as'aluka min fadlikal azim fa innaka taqdiru wa la aqdiru wa ta'lamu wa la a'lamu wa anta 'allamul ghuyub. Allahumma wa in kunta ta'lamu anna hadha al-amra, you now mention your intention here. خير لي في ديني ومعاشي وعاقبة أمري فاقدره لي ويسره لي ثم بارك لي فيه اللهم وإن كنت تعلم أنه شر لي في ديني ومعاشي وعاقبة أمري فاصرفه عني واصرفني عنه واقدر لي الخير حيث كان ثم ردني به. What's the meaning? Oh Allah, I consult you, for you have all knowledge, and I appeal to you to support me with your power, and I ask you for your bounty, for you are able to do all things why I am not, and you know why I do not, and you are the knower of the unseen. Oh Allah, if it is in your knowledge that this matter, I mentioned, is good for me in my religion, both at present and in the future, or in my life and the hereafter, then fulfill it for me and make it easy for me, and then bestow your blessings on it, on me in it. Oh Allah, if you know that this matter is not good for me in my religion, in my this life and in my coming hereafter, or at present and in future, then divert me from it, and choose for me what is good, wherever it may be, and make me be pleased with it. This hadith is recorded by Imam Bukhari, so it's authentic. This is how to seek Allah's guidance when we want to get married, or you want to make any important decision in your life. When you are finally married, the Prophet also gave us a dua to say, you place your hand on the woman or the man, as the case may be. Allahumma inni as'aluka khayraha wa khayra ma jabaltaha alayh wa a'udhu bika min sharriha wa sharri ma jabaltaha alayh. So gbóyìn lewi. So ẹlòmínà ayẹ́ṣẹ́ ń gbọ́ náà ni. So ó dá. Àwọn tí ó bá ti mẹ̀jẹ̀ ká kọ̀. Àwọn tá bá ti mọ̀ náà ni kò tí late. You can still learn the dua and be saying it. The meaning is, oh Allah, I ask of you is or are good, and the good in our nature or his nature, and I seek your protection from is or are evil, and the evil in is or our nature. So that is the beautiful dua. The third tip that we talked about is justice and commitment. The third tip for a successful marriage is what? Justice and commitment. What is justice? I often say that today we talk about fundamental human rights, but we don't talk about fundamental human duties. If you talk about our duties, we emphasize our duties more than we talk about our rights. This world will be a better place for everyone to live in. But today, we want our rights to be preserved, but we don't want to do our duties. Ṣé ojúṣe wa o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni gbogbo wa là ń fẹ́ káwọn èèyàn ṣe kíni o. Káwọn èèyàn pé ìwọ̀ wọn lórí wa. Ìwọ̀ wa lọ́rùn wọn. Justice is very important in marriage. Ilé mi tó ń dàrú lé ní. It may be because of the first tip that is missing, or the second one, no Allah's guidance, or the third one, no justice and no commitment. Someone saw, no, it's oppressive. Oh no, it's not, I don't think it's committed. It's not committed. We know commitment when we see it. As a man, you know when you are committed to a relationship. As a woman, you know when you are committed to a relationship. And if you are not, you know it. What is commitment? I mean, what is justice? Justice has three meanings. Before I go into it, Allah makes us understand in the Quran that the problem we can have in the world, most of our problems comes from what? From injustice and ignorance. They are the root cause of most of the problems we have in the world. Last page of Surah Al-Ahzab. Inna aradna al-amanata ala samawati wal-ard wa abayna an yahmilnaha wa ashfaqna minha wa amalaha al-insan innahu kana zaluman jahula. ظلوما جهولا. الظلم والجهل. الظلم والجهل. Nǹkan méjì yẹn can be traced to those two things. Al-zulm, injustice. Al-jahl, ignorance. You will see that the problem is oppression, injustice. Look properly, you will see justice there. When you see waywardness in any person, you also see ignorance in the person. When you see that there is no peace somewhere, look for knowledge and proper information or communication. When there is no communication, there is no information, there is no knowledge, no guidance, there will be peace. In Kamedi, if there can be knowledge in the world and the information, we are properly informed, and there is no oppression, there is no injustice, this world will become a better place for us to live. Innahu kana zaluman jahula. What is justice? Justice has about 3 minutes, according to this book. The first one is to discharge your duties without being asked to. That is justice. Discharge your duties with fairness, without expectation of praise or reward except from Allah. That is justice. Whatever condition you find ourselves in life places some duties on you. Only duty. We can find out. You are neighbors to some people. Being a neighbor places some duties on you. Are you doing it? We are all Muslims. Being a Muslim places some duties on you. Are you doing your duties as a Muslim? You are parents. Being a parent places some duties on you. Are you doing your duties towards your children? Your husbands. Being a husband places some duties on you. Are you doing your duties towards your wife? You are a wife. You have duties towards your husband. And so on and so forth. In time for injustice in the air, know your duties and do them without expectation of praise or reward from anyone except Allah. Better. So you can torí pé òun wá yíyìn lọ́dọ̀ àwọn ènìyàn ò wọlá lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run tí aláwọn mùmínì àwọn ti pàṣì lẹ́fù yẹn lẹ́fù táwọn dé ní pé ó bá wù ẹ́ sọ pé thank you tó bá wù ẹ́ mọ́ sọ pé thank you Ọlọ́run mò ń ṣe kí ni Ọlọ́run mò ń ṣe fún Ọlọ́run mò ń bá dòwò pọ̀ ìwọ́kọ́ you are just a means Ọlọ́run mò ń bá ṣe àwọn wòlíì Ọlọ́run bá ń ṣe máa ń ṣe nìyẹn àwọn òwú èèyàn mọ́ wọ́n kàn ń fún àwọn èèyàn sin Ọlọ́run lọ́n tí wọ́n ní ọmọ ń fa àwọn èèyàn sin Ọlọ́run lọ́n tí wọ́n ní wọn ò wú kí làwọn èèyàn ń wù níwà kí l'Ọlọ́run ọba fẹ́ níwà kí làwọn ń wù. That's how it should be. Justice. Do your duties in marriage as well. Ọ̀lẹ ló kó bóbìnrin mi ọ̀lẹ kò fẹ́ kankan ṣe òròjú she's lazy she's lax kò ní ṣe tó yẹ kó ṣe lásìkò. Especially this time when we have a lot of distractions. She's a phone addict. Ó máa jókòó ti phone ni. Ó máa tẹ̀. Báńkì rùn gan kò kí lásìkò mọ́. Ọmọ wa ń bẹ̀ tó yẹ kó yà sí kò ní yà sí lásìkò. Ọkọ fẹ́ dé. The husband is coming from work. The food is not ready. Pressing phone, watching TV. Ó wà ń bẹ̀ ń wo Z-World. Ó wà ń bẹ̀ ń wo African Magic. Oh, I'm not advertising them. I'm not telling you. Oh, I'm going to be in Nigeria. In Iran. In Iran, we will be in Nigeria. I don't know. Gidi, come do a bit on him about will you. Come do a bit on him. I felt you so my luabi. You know that your Bible, your maluabi, and to mercy. So, duties. Do your duties. In Tonkobo Benimini here. That's the problem with her. Another problem for some women is it doesn't appreciate. This is why we said, here, you do your duties without expectation of praise or reward from anyone except from Allah. Ma ṣe lọ máa fọ́kọ ẹ̀sìn lọ. Wọ́n obìnrin náà máa fa aya rẹ̀ máa fi sin lọ, ọkùnrin náà máa fi ìyàwó ẹ̀ máa fi sin lọ. Ó lè má marry rẹ̀, don't stop. Continue. She may not appreciate. Just continue. Do it for the sake of Allah. It will change her one day. Duties. All important is that is justice. When you do your duties, you are just. But do you even know those duties? That's why people are not even prepared for that marriage. That's why they have problem. They prepare for wedding, they don't prepare for marriage. Wedding, is not prepared for marriage. Another meaning of justice is treat other people as you would want them to treat you. Do to others what you would want them to do to you. So your wife, treat her the way you want her to treat you. Anyhow. You don't respect her. That will be reciprocal. Treat her the way you want her to treat you. The same thing, treat your husband the way you want your husband to treat you. Treat your husband the way you want him to treat you. That is justice. The Prophet ﷺ said, whoever wishes to be distanced from fire and admitted into Jannah, let him live to the point of death as a firm believer in Allah, and the last day, let him treat people the way he would like to be treated. And do to others what you can take from them. The third meaning of justice is to acknowledge your maker and submit to him willingly. Acknowledge Allah and submit to him. Oh, you did not create yourself, did you? Who created you? Who sustains you? Why would you not acknowledge him and live and submit yourself to him? Justice only requires that you know him and you submit yourself to him. If you don't submit yourself to him, you don't acknowledge Allah, you are not just. No, Allah, or you are, the way you behave, you don't care about what Allah says and the messenger. As if you have claimed the ownership of yourself from Allah. As if you are saying, oh Allah, you have only created me, you can't determine how I'm going to live my life. You don't allow our faith to regulate our life. It's injustice. You did not create yourself. You did not bring yourself here. Allah brought you here. Why would you be here? He brought you and you forget him. You are suffering somewhere. You are just suffering your country. Come with me to Germany, for example. Come with me to Dubai. Come with me to Saudi Arabia. Go and do. You now get there. You are living comfortably, but the person, you don't even want to see him again. Okay, so many years, me married you. Time where they be, as why you like more about it. You know, you're Buruku. Same year, you walk on, oh, not to go see what. No, I don't know you. I don't even want to. I never met you. That's how some people live their lives. We didn't come here by ourselves. He brought us here. Why would you now be here and be following your desires? Or what David once said, when you live this righteous life, your life is committed to Allah, definitely your marriage will be good for you. Then we talked about polygamy. Polygamy or justice in polygamy. We quoted an article, polygamy is an advantage to innocent women. It's a very interesting one. I don't want to go deeply into it. Then commitment. What do you mean by commitment? Commitment is, we always see women that you think are even more beautiful than your wife. But you can't have all women, can you? As women too, you can see men who you can see, these are more handsome, are richer, are this than your, but can you be changing husband as you change clothes? It's not done. It's commitment. You show commitment, be committed. Sorry, The person you are married to, if you were not written in Lawhil Mahfuz, wallah, you wouldn't have met each other. That you met is a sign that Allah rules that you are going to marry each other. Then do everything possible to be committed. Not that you be comparing, but the problem of some people here, some men, they compare. But mama wa so be me fun yawo ti won le. Ya, ori umu kini, iwo ami o ti an bo se man se lo umu kini. Ona ma so pe yen lo fe umu kini now. Some people will compare their wife. I trust my mother. Can you marry your mother? Why comparing? I know what's I know. You are telling your wife of your husband, you are not appreciative. You are not appreciative. So being committed is that you don't compare. Being committed is that you work towards improving each other. Being committed is that you are appreciative. You see what is good in your wife. You don't always condemn her. Oh, first shaitan. You didn't marry shaitan, did you? There must be some good in even shaitan to some extent. You didn't marry shaitan. Why are you always finding faults in her? Oh, read that can't buy a sorry. You are not committed. Same thing about your husband. You always find fault with him. Yeah, every time you complain, look by you, me, look by you. Mama complain, mama to shade that. What Anjawale, yeah. So you take wale, you about batafun. You care for me, and you, my batara, I could let man from Raisi. Obara sọ fún aṣọ tó yẹ kí ara fẹ́mi lélẹ́yìn tó yọ lọ ẹ̀sọ́ mi di bèbí tí ọ̀tọ́ yẹ kí ara lélẹ́yìn. So everything she complains. Ọkùnrin mi náà wá rí báwọn tí máa hùwà bí obìnrin. Some men are just like women. They complain about everything. Tójú bá rọ̀ wó complain, tí ò bá rọ̀ wó complain. Tí kankan bá kọjá wó complain. Everything they complain. Oh, lè rí ilé ẹ̀tọ́ láíláí. Yẹn máa ń don't speak. So this is the third tip for a successful marriage. So go and get your own book too. We'll continue to talk about it, inshallah. I thought we can just, talk about all the points and leave today, but I see we need to things. And not only because of those who are here present, but for us as generally Muslims, please, we come to lectures regularly. We have to help people. We need to help people. There are some people outside here. They need someone to talk to. Your talking to them can change their life for better completely, can turn their life around. This is what I'm be and let him madada. So some people, so just talking to them, in one year, they just need someone to talk to. So someone who is informed. So we should be well informed so that we can be counselors to people and guide others. It's an aspect of dawah. Ọlọ́run wa tún lé wa ṣe o. Ọlọ́run ní dá lé wa rú o. Ọlọ́run wa kọ́ wa máa ṣe o. Gbogbo tá ń wí Ọlọ́run ajá lè mú lò. May Allah assist us and bless our homes. Can one recite Rabbana Atina Fid Dunya at the end of as dua after every salat? Yes, you can say it even in your sujud. May Allah preserve you. Amen. Please, can a Muslim entrepreneur apply for government business loan? The loan comes with interest. This loan is specifically targeted at young entrepreneurs in Nigeria as a means to address the unemployment issue. Yes, you can apply for it. Please find out properly. There is one. The government has a facility, a loan facility that doesn't have interest. So government has a lot of things to help the youth today and the unemployed people if we explore those facilities. But awareness, we need to create awareness among our youth. Government has a lot of programs today. So please, let's find out and let's create our awareness about it in our communities, in our masajid. So the person asking, look for one that doesn't have interest. Government has its too. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Any other question? ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. سبحانك اللهم ربنا بحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.